The lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us.
Because the Lord is going to restore everything. You're going to have a total different vibration on the earth, a total different smell. You're not going to be walking down the street and smell shit and piss, and no foul odors or nothing like that, because the lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration. You're going to see the aura and how things are going to change and how elevated things are going to be. Our senses are going to be heightened. Everything about us is going to be glorified.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth, and then sincerity across the four winds in the name of How about Shemal Shah, pushing to get up out of here? Shalom to the hopeful the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Shemal Shah. All right, and with the brothers, all right, GMS Mississippi, GMS Memphis. All right, got the beloved brother, all right, Captain Abah, all right, on the live. And we want to get into the night, going to the news, dealing with a few videos we've been sending, back and forth to each other. It's always, a lot going on, all right, in these times, and the Lord has set up, all right, watchmen, okay, in these last days, okay, for the elect, all right, the hopeful elect of Israel, okay, to be warned and have an understanding of the times that we're coming into, Matter of fact, let me get that one first. You had something you want to say, bro?
Lord willing, y'all brothers to be edified, while we lay the law down. That's about it.
Come on, bro. So yeah, let me get that. All right. In the book of Isaiah 62. All right, then we can jump to that song. All right, then we'll segue to some of them videos. So when you go to the book of Isaiah. All right, 62. Get in the KJV. It's the book Isaiah 62 and 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. So the Lord has set watchmen upon the walls. All right, in the ancient world, you have a watchman, and those watchmen will watch 24/7. They will have different watches. They will split up, a lot of times into 2 or 3 different watches. And the watchman, his life, his life work, okay, would be to watch to see what was coming, okay, for the city. So as we know, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. All right, the Lord set a watchman, all right, for the hopeful elect, so we can know exactly, all right, what's happening in these times that we're in, which the scriptures, command us to be circumspect. What you got, bro? You finna say something?
Yeah, I got a precept to back you up.
What you got, bro?
This is Jeremiah 3 and 15.
Jeremiah 3
Okay,
and 15.
it link up.
Okay,
Yeah, it link up because now you have the true prophets, the true leaders. All right, there's warning you to come in the great and dreadful day of the Lord. All right, which followed by the so-called white man put forth the unrighteous law, the unrighteous decrees. All right, to bring convenience to a nightmare. Because right now everything convenience for you. You can go up the street to the store. You can go out to eat for your birthday. You know what I'm saying? You can get your car fixed. You can do all everything is convenient to you right now. But guess what? Soon it's going to be a nightmare. You ain't going to be able to do shit. All right? The Lord said He's going to cause the mirth of the land to cease. The storehouses should be empty. All right? So everything that you know about convenience, all right, it's going to be a nightmare, man. But yeah, Jeremiah 3 and 15.
I got you, bro. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 15. And it says, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
And those the ones that's blowing that trumpet. Like you're speaking about the watchmen that's be on the watchtower. All right, we blowing that trumpet. We giving you that sound, that distinctive sound. All right? And we're not holding our peace day or night. We prophesying, we warning you and telling you. Because why? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So either you're going to repent and turn back, or you're going to be destroyed along with Babylon. And you can't blame us. You can't blame the prophets. All right? Because the prophet is telling you, all right, the danger that's ahead. But the Lord said, I have given you pastors according to my heart, which is his mind. Because you go to the word heart, Hebrew word mean live. You go back to his mind. All right? And everything the Lord have given you, how a shot he have given us. All right, and that's why we're able to reveal the secrets, all right, to those that have ears to hear and eyes to see, to turn them back and bring them closer. What you got though, y'all?
Come, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna just get to this Psalm 64.
Okay, come.
We'll expound on it. Yeah, and then I said we'll segue. Raza will segue to the videos.
Right.
Because when you go to Psalm 64, and this is a Psalm of David, he's making requests, for the Lord to protect him, all right, from his enemies, all right. And in the spirit, he was speaking of a secret council, okay. And we know that secret council today, all right, to be the elites, whether you call them the deep state, Illuminati, the shadow government, all right. Well, we know, okay, that these elites, okay, they run these world systems in the background, okay,
right.
And they have a lot of wickedness. They have a lot of wickedness playing for the masses, and see, most people don't understand the way that they're being plotted against. And these videos going to show you, all right, that they've that they're gaining, the trust of the masses as these people trusting this man technology as if it's for their good. It's the book of
hey, Josh, it's known as a mischievous device.
Yeah. Yeah. This the book of Psalm 64 and 1, It says, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." You know,
Woo!
so people don't understand, the depth of the wickedness of Esau Edom.
That's
Because
right.
you got this fake woke culture. Where people think they own or something. Because Esau, has a controlled opposition. Which he allows to bring out certain truths. All right, but Esau's controlled opposition not going to give you the full skinny when it comes to the depth of the wickedness. Okay, of these secret councils, man.
That's right.
Okay, because
That's right.
these people, they claim that they so-called woke, they still have trust in this system. They still have hope, all right, for some type of recovery. Okay, they still have, hope that it's gonna be some righteous, politicians that's gonna spring up and get everything
Yeah.
back in order. That's why they were so desperate for Trump, because they're desperate for this system to try to fix itself.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the end all be all, a lot of these people they still worship, okay, the technology of Esau Edom. They're still worshiping the image of the beast, which his technology is a part of that, man.
That's right.
Because this is what have the masses in awe is a convenience, okay, that his technology provides, not
Yeah.
knowing that he's setting up a digital enslavement, man.
Hey.
You can say something,
Yeah.
bro?
Like, yeah, because the scripture say in Psalms, his words are smoother than butter, but what's in his heart?
Yep.
War. All
War.
right. Because you look at people today, right? They get robbed, people breaking their houses, they lose their keys, keys stuck in the car. You know what I'm saying? They lose their phone, their wallet. Now, the convenience is the technology that your phone is there. Your wallet is there. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you possess is in that. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna paint that picture as this more convenient than the old world. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so our
Yep.
people, they're gonna be like, yeah, can't nobody steal my credit no more. Because I'm a part of the identity theft. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the average person be like, that's good. Because can't nobody steal my identity, can't nobody steal my number, can't nobody do this and that. But the whole time it's a setup. He just used that to his benefit. You know? What you got, y'all?
Come, bro. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
Right.
Because
You got it. I'm
one thing
backing
we
you up.
know, the devil, yeah, he will bless with the sword, and his sword goes beyond the gun. Because even his sword, all right, his paperwork is an extension. Because through his legislations, you know, um, he set up, okay, systems that destroy many, just like a sword, an actual weapon, destroys many. What through this man legislation, he lays the groundwork to justify him using his sword, man, to make him look like the hero and using the sword. You
That's
know,
it. That's
yeah.
it.
So this man, he's rolling out. He's doing all these psyops. He's rolling out. He's writing all these legislations into play. Okay, all these laws into play. All right, to justify, what he's doing. Okay, and it says his arrows even bitter words, because people don't understand within their legislation that this man wants your soul. He
I'm
wants
telling you, he
control.
want full control.
Yeah, he wants full control. They don't understand what he's writing, okay, into existence, okay, with these laws concerning this technocracy, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very a bitter system, all right, that this man plans on rolling out. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I want to bag you up real quick. Ephesians 6.
Come on, I got
Cause this goes back
Ephesians
into the
6 and
yeah. You can read 10, but I'm gonna jump down to 16, going to that fiery dots as it just spoke about in Psalm 64. Cause you gotta remember, we coming to a time.
This is
It's a we say, Yash.
No, you got it, bro.
Yeah, it's about, it's a spiritual war. We enter into a spiritual war, not a physical war, but a spiritual war. All right. So when you go into, you gonna read it?
Yeah, I'm gonna read whenever you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Read 10, then jump down to 16 to get straight to the point.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10 says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might."
Right.
Jump
and
down
what's the power?
16.
And what's the power? Go ahead, Yash. My bad, Salaki.
Nah, you make a point, bro.
No, I was just saying, what's the power of the Lord might? His name.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs, when it say
faith in
the Lord's name is a strong tower, huh?
Said faith in that name, that's what activate that power. When Israelites have faith in that name.
That's right. Yeah. Because it said his name is a strong tower, on the righteous run into it and it's safe.
Yep. And so this Ephesians 6 and 16 says, "Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked."
Yeah. See, that's it. Go back to Psalm 64. So it said, without taking the shield of faith, believing what? Believing in the word, trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai. That's what's going to keep us and protect us and shield us from the fiery darts of the wicked. What's the fiery darts? His wicked laws, and we go to Isaiah 10 and 1. All right, the system that he's setting up, those are fiery darts. Why? Because those arrows being shot at you is to break you, is to take you from the fear of the Lord. And guess what? And he become your power. You see? So through faith in Yahweh Shai and his word that we trust in, we're gonna be able to quench them fiery darts. Oh, you can't get me on that one. Yeah, you might took my job, but guess what? You might did this, but guess what? But still faith, we're gonna be able to continue and be able to overcome. That's what stability come in, as in Isaiah's 33 and 6, as in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. Yep, but you got it though, y'all.
Bro. I'm gonna get that since you said it. Then I got the video pulled up. It's Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed."
Yep. See, those them fiery dots. And we gotta be able to quench them fiery dots through faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, trusting in his word, what he said that was going to happen to those that put their trust in him. My servant shall eat. You gotta trust, you gotta have faith in that. My servant shall drink. My servant shall rejoice, because time is coming that, guess what? Your faith is going to be tested. You see? Chaos been erupt in Babylon the Great. So where that lie your understanding? Where do that lie your trust? Your belief. Because a lot of people finna really be, in a whirlwind of who they believe in. They're gonna be trying to call on, Cedric, trying to call on Buddha, what I'm saying? Trying to call on Allah, and shit happening. We coming to some dangerous time. That's why the prophets is wet, blowing their horn of danger. What you got though, Yash?
Bro. So this is dealing with China now. Even when you just read this on the side, and as we know, China, is ahead of America, and that's done intentional by the elites. Okay, because China is a major testing ground, because it's easier to roll these things out in China, because China government has always been strict on its people. Okay, so it's easy to implement. All right, this digital system, okay, AI surveillance and police state and social credit score and digital ID. See, all these things are already up and running in China. Now this simple nigga here, all right, when you go into it, it says 10 reasons why China is one of the safest countries in the world. Now, as you go through this list, Okay, knowing the government, even if you just like I say, even if you just partially, aware of the wickedness of Esau, all
Right.
right, there's no way that you can look at these things and think that this man, all right, is not going to use this, all right, for control and tyranny, man. Okay, it says it says number one, extremely low street crime, pickpocketing, mugging, and harassment are rare in major cities day and night. It says 24/7 visible security presence, neighborhood guards, building security, metro wardens. Safety is designed into daily life. Smart
Mm.
surveillance and data. It says in data-driven policing, AI cameras plus robots plus real-time monitoring equals rapid prevention instead of delayed reaction. High trust in public order. People leave laptops on cafe table, bicycles unlocked, even packages outside doors, no fear. Efficient law enforcement response. Minor disputes are resolved within hours, not days. You know? So he goes
Mm.
on. You was hit a switch and you people are in prison. You think it's your safety, but this devil, all he has to do is hit a switch, all right, and you people are in his digital prison, man.
Just like
But
that. Yeah.
this is what he's trying to. Yep, yep. So let's play this, and then we'll get the other ones.
China, you can go out at 2 a.m. at night, nothing will happen. China is one of the safest countries in the world. China is revolutionizing safety as we know it. In China, the crime rate is almost non existent, it's less than 0%. This is why China is the safest country in the world. How China uses AI, robotics, and technology in public safety. In China, public safety is top priority. China is setting new global standards in public safety. AI, surveillance robots, and advanced technology work around the clock to keep people safe. Smart cameras powered by AI can detect unusual behavior in real time, helping prevent crimes before they happen. Patrol robots assist police monitoring streets, crowds, and traffic 24/7 without fatigue. In cities, AI traffic systems prevent accidents by predicting congestion and optimizing signal timings. Even online, AI monitors cyber threats and fraud, protecting millions of citizens in the digital space. This combination of technology and coordination creates a level of safety that few countries can match. Through AI, robotics, and smart technology, China is not just innovating, it's redefining what it means to be a safe, secure country for everyone.
Hmm.
Dang.
So you see,
Yeah.
yeah. So you see that infrastructure. That infrastructure is set up. For a digital prison. Okay, you seen the robot, walking with the then the robot had that helmet on top of it, that little robot dog, you know. So it had the rifle on top of the dog, and then you got all these surveillance cameras, and then you have these robot police. So you can tell that they're just grooming the public to trust, okay, this technology as upgrade in security. See, they just look at it as an upgrade in security. They don't know that this is going to be a digital prison. Okay, pretty soon, all right, those robots are going to have the authority, all right, hey, to unalive your ass, man. You know, there you go. You see, so let's just play these other videos, and then we'll get to the main one. All right, but China, like I say, China is ahead, of America. When it comes to all right this infrastructure for the MOTB, which it has the infrastructure has to be digital. It's we call DPI. So it's going to be digital public infrastructure that's set up. Okay, and China, like I say, is way ahead. Now you have this in America. All right, simple Jake and Eve. All right, and right now it looks cute. It says coming to you soon, muddy tea, cool, refreshing, and delicious. So This is what's happening in the States. All right. And people look at this as a flex.
We are out back waiting for our zip line delivery. We ordered some groceries to be delivered by a drone that's going to fly through the sky.
Where are the groceries at? Wow. You got it?
Uh-huh. This is crazy. We're in our backyard.
This size.
And here come our groceries.
Oh, it's throwing it down.
Yeah.
Why didn't man on coming?
Seriously? So what do you think?
That's cool.
We've never door dashed, but we zip line.
You definitely take care. Thank you. No tip.
Let's go turn around and go back to Walmart.
Just head out.
Bye, Mr. Zipline. Thank you.
Finish.
True.
You know? Simple
True.
nigga.
Yeah.
And you can tell that simple nigga and that simple nigga woman. All right. But see, that's cute right now. And this is what Esau wants. He always rolls out, you know, the cute aspect of his technology.
That's
you
it.
know, because he needs people
Yeah.
to trust in it. Okay. Not knowing that even DoorDash and Uber Eats and all these things, all they're doing is training his AI. Okay.
Yeah. Technology.
This is why a lot of these, yes, yeah, the people are just training the AI. So now the AI know all these addresses, know all the ways to get there. They know they learning the buildings, they learning the layout, especially with these drones. So now they learning the building, they learn the layout. So guess what? When it's a social credit score, all right, and your social credit score requires you, okay, to be unalive. Guess what? The drone know the same drone that delivers you
Exactly.
that grocery is that
Yeah.
same drone that's gonna come give you them dome shots and get you out of here. You know?
Yeah.
So people don't see the play. They just look at this man's technology as if the nigga behind the technology is some innocent nigga that can be trusted, man.
Yeah. Some
You
great
know?
invention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Simple, you
Yeah.
know. But going back to convenience, all this convenience gonna turn to a nightmare. You know, Esau gonna flip that switch. He just need, and that's the thing with a trap. You know, the trap is supposed to seem convenient. You know, just like you put a worm on the hook. Well, to the fish, you know, that's a convenient meal. It's a convenient, quick little meal. Not knowing it's a hook, all right, on
That's
that
right.
worm. You see,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people they're not seeing the hook behind this man's convenience. They don't see the hook. You know, you
Mhm.
finna say something, bro?
Nah, I'm riding your way. You're right. You know.
Oh yeah, let's get that real quick, and then we're gonna get that other one. But let's get that real quick in Ciroc, bro. And like I said, you can break it down. I'm gonna get this in Ciroc 12 and 10. You know,
Oh yeah, come.
because when you trust, because when people trust in technology, they're trusting in Esau. You're trusting in the devil. You know, when you trust in this man's technology, you're trusting in the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. All right. And one thing about Esau, he never not gonna be the wicked. You know, he gonna do his job. You see? So this is Sirach 12 and 10. It said, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You know,
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Cause like I say, I'm in that field dealing with steel and metal and iron, right? And like I say, when this come down to us, when we do a job and we got to clean it to send it out, it got to be painted. So when it come down to the steel or iron or any type of metal, only thing don't rust is aluminum. Aluminum don't rust, but any other type of steel it rusted. So what they make us do is we got to get a thing called acetone. All right, acetone is supposed to preserve the rust on the steel or the iron or whatever. So we rub it down with acetone, we clean it, and then we hit it with the prime, and then we hit it with the main paint. All right, but that's only for a short matter of time. You know what I'm saying? To get from A to B. All right, you still have that good look on there. But as the months and the years accumulate, guess what happened? You start to see that rust come through the paint. You know, so it just that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, but it's just the study of that to show that, like the scriptures say, his wickedness cannot be all wiped away, because eventually he gonna show his horns. Eventually he gonna show who he are. No matter how he paint the picture as being this great creator, you know, this great power. But guess what? We know what's at stake for this devil, man. He is the wicked. You know, and now we're in a time now that his wicked is being revealed. We starting to see this devil for what it is, as in we starting to see the rust on the steel or the rust on the iron come up. You know, but yeah, you got it. Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep reading down.
Okay,
I'm gonna jump down to verse 16. It says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined." Yep, you got it, bro.
Nah, can you remember Trump before he got in office?
Yep.
You know, he spoke sweetly with his lips. And hell yeah, everybody like Trump, you know. But now you got Edomites sitting on top of the bridges. You know, you got Edomites every fucking day around about 6:30 going towards Wild Oak Grove. You got Edomites on top of the fucking leverage with signs. All right, cussing him out. These Edomites. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Why? Because they starting to see this devil and his wickedness.
They ate it. Yeah.
You say, well, Yash?
What you say? They got that they got them videos what they say, day 82 of my homeless journey. You know?
yeah.
But this all
living in the car.
Yeah, day 82, you know what I'm saying, through. You know? So like you say, there's heavy what you were saying with that acetone, because that rush come through eventually. And
that's right.
And that's all Esau does. He paint these layers of lies, okay, on his agenda, you know. But eventually their wickedness always bleeds through, you know, because he's the devil. He can't help but be the wicked. He just crafted with it. You see? And people, you know, they're worshiping the beast. They're worshiping what the scriptures call lying wonders, you know.
Look at that.
They worship. Oh yeah,
see that? You know what I'm saying?
Gonna get worse.
Hey, y'all, they look, y'all. I got like 10 pictures of like this, different size. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They hurt. They see. They feel
see
it.
That and see in the new system, they ain't gonna be able to do that. Them drones gonna come through there and lay that shit down.
Yeah.
You see? See, like shit like that, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Them drones gonna come through and lay shit like that down. All this anti-government speak. Oh nah, you can't do that. Them drones
Yeah.
coming through there.
Oh,
All right,
with.
and they just gonna lay shit down, you know, and it ain't gonna be nothing to be said or done about it, you know.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna finish this in Sirach 12:16. It says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit." And
That's
the
right.
pit is a system, you know. So he's, he's delivering your food. You know, he got the cross guard. You know, they making sure no one breaks in your car with the technology, and they got all this, and that's him speaking sweetly with his lips.
That's it.
You know, like look, my the crime rate, the crime rate at zero. You can, you got 24/7 surveillance, and you got all these things. But see, he's putting you in the pit. He's putting you in the system. You see, the whole time it says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You know,
Ooh. He gotta
so
take it down.
this is yep.
Yeah.
So I
The
got
devil, he gotta take it there, man. It's written for him to do so.
So we got this video here. And then we're gonna get into the main video showing you what
Alright.
the devil was really finna be.
Yeah, look at the picture right here, y'all.
Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, they ain't gonna be able to do none of it. What is that?
It hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ice Eagles KKK. Yeah. Yeah, see, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Hey,
You ain't
look.
gonna be able to do none of that in that new system.
Look what they say right there.
When they say remove Trump,
It's a
yeah,
hump.
it's a hump
To remove Trump.
Yeah.
You know what
See,
I'm saying?
all this gonna be out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, they started to feel that pressure. But you gotta do it, y'all.
So yeah, let me I got this last video just going into all right with these because it's a global agenda that's rolling out. So you're gonna see some country that's ahead of other countries, all right, but they all right, all roads lead to the MOTB. Okay, and we're seeing the infrastructure being built up globally for the MOTB. Okay, and they're not telling you the part where you're not going to own anything. You know, everything is going to be rented to you. Okay, everything is going to be leased to you. All right, you're going to do everything going to be permission based. Okay, you're going to have permission to go stand in the sun.
Yeah,
because of carbon footprint. Yeah, you got it, bro.
No, I was just backing you up with that basic income.
Yeah, the UBI, it's everything gonna be based on permission, because they're all right, hoarding all the resources, all right, and they're getting ready to ration the resources out to you by digital credits. Okay, they're not telling you that part of the game. You just think that you just gonna be getting groceries and wings stopped by a drone. Well, let's play this, and then we'll segue to the main video.
By 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century.
There we go.
It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan. Inventory and control of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that, well, sustainable development just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into city centers, concentrated city centers, and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit. Every nation that signed on to Agenda 21 has its local Agenda 21 plan. People in the United States are completely unaware of this. If I go out and talk about this, the United States press attacks me and calls me, which is, it's totally ridiculous. But it's not a theory, it's a fact. The three pillars of United Nations Agenda 21 are economy, ecology, and equity, the 3 E's. And everyone sort of thinks that they know what that means. It's the idea of social equity. It must mean that, well, everyone's going to have access to clean water and clean air, and no one's property is going to be used as a dumping ground because they are at a poverty level. But really, what social equity is about is about impoverishing huge portions of the population and bringing down the development.
So this is what the devil is on, you know. But they present these things as if, you know, they're coming up with this technology to make your life, you know, more convenient. Okay, but no, it's about having a central control, okay, over everything. All right, and having have all these different countries answer to one government. Okay, and it's going to be the government of these elite families. Okay, because they're going to be the ones that control. All right, this technology, man. Whoever controls the technology controls the people. Okay, so they give you this PG-13 version of the technology, and they present it to you as if this is the reason why they came up with drones, is to deliver you food. Okay, to deliver you, you know, you might, you might want to get a water hose from Lowe's. You know, to drop you off a water hose from Lowe's. Okay,
you ain't gotta go nowhere.
And you think that this is why? You think this is why they're spending billions and trillions of dollars, okay, to deliver you, okay, a you know, a PlayStation controller. You know, you think that's why they're spending billions and trillions of dollars? Like, nah, man. All right, this is about global control, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? Because this ain't even going into them merge you with this technology and then trying to get into your neurological system with this technology, man. You know?
Yeah.
So this is the tip of the iceberg, you know, which a lot of people, they're walking directly into the trap. So let's play this. You had something you can say, bro, before we play this?
Yeah, the simple. Going back to the simple, believe it every word. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about it. You're gonna have individuals, right? Just lazy. You know, you got a lot of people lazy. Don't want to do shit. Want to just stay in the house.
Yeah.
So it's like on one end, you know what I'm saying? You know how Jake is. So it's like one end, you're gonna have those, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna participate. Like I say, it's gonna be a balance of it. But in all, we seeing what these devils doing, man. Jake lazy as fuck. So Jake gonna be like, hell yeah, man, shit. Nigga gonna drop a drone down, nigga get my food. I ain't gotta go nowhere. I can just sit here. Yep. But the whole time being set up for the kill.
Yeah. And like you said, you can see, you know, Jake on TikTok going crazy and acting like that's a flex. You know, you can see the nigga and
nigga. The drone coming, drop me down my shit. Who doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you know what Jake gonna do? Jake gonna start sending dope by the drone and all type of shit, guns.
Yeah, now he locked up.
True. Yeah. You know what Jake gonna do. with the drone, you know. So, and you can just see how Jake gonna look at this as some flex, you know,
That's right.
because they worship this man's technology, man. But I got
Right.
that for you real quick, bro.
Go ahead,
This
yeah.
Proverbs 14 and 15. It says, "The simple believe it every word, but the prudent man look at well to his going."
See? All right. The simple believe it. That's why I said, "Woe unto you that go down to Egypt for help." All right, because you understand when you go down to Egypt for help, there's discretion unto you. All right, because you're supposed to trust in the Lord. But it said, "But the prudent man looking where to his going, as a prudent man foreseeth the evil." Because all this ties into evil times. Him trying to establish his new world order. That's going to bring evil on the earth. They're going to bring chaos, destruction, danger, sad times. All right? But guess what? A prudent man look well to his going, man. So we understand and we can't be bamboozled or hit across the head. All right, because we see the way that America is heading to. We see what the elite's trying to establish. So therefore, we know how to cover ourselves in the words of the Lord. You know, you got it, Yash.
Come on, bro. So I'm gonna segue to the video and just show you. All right. Yeah. So we just, because that last video shows you what these devils are on, but this one here gonna go more into detail dealing with Palantir. Which all this AI, okay, that's going to be, all the AI that's being used for military comes through Palantir. Okay, so these drones and these robots, all right, what's the Tesla robot? I forgot the name of it. Can't think of it, but him and Palantir,
Elon Musk robot.
Yeah, Optimus. That's what they is. The Optimus robot. Because Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, you know what I'm saying, they was all part of the PayPal mafia. So you best believe that these robots, all right, that Elon Musk, is talking about, this gonna be your bartender, he can cut the grass, he can babysit your children. Okay. You best believe that these Elon Musk robots, okay, got that Palantir military hardware, all right, within it, okay. And this is the devil. Esau, he was blessed with the sword. He weaponizes everything. And you best believe, if you don't think that this man, all right, is gonna weaponize this system, okay, to where it's literally putting you, all right, to sleep for good, you're crazy, man. So let's play this.
Well, the U.S. is paying Palantir to track and target Palestinians in Gaza, according to a new report that we can corroborate with official military sources. If you don't think this technology is going to be pointing at you, or at least that they don't want to, you are on drugs. And I'm going to show you exactly what it can do and why you should be worried about it. And we are unwittingly complicit because we're paying for it and allowing our government to do it right before our very eyes. What this is an AI. Let me say this right. I don't want to mess this up. It's an AI powered kill chain. That's what it is. They're already running practice. It's not just a terrorist filter, although that's how they're selling it to us. It's a system that back tests whether or not you are killable through your social media, not just your movement, not just what you've bought, not just where you've been, where you've driven, but also your social media profile. It not only identifies targets, it manufactures them. Here's the report from 972 magazine showing that the U.S. military has been operating out of a massive warehouse in southern Israel, just north of the Gaza Strip, since October. We know this because CENTCOM themselves told us. The official line here when the U.S. military announced this is that they are bringing together stakeholders, a word I really don't like, in order to implement the ceasefire. Well, what does that mean exactly? Who are all the stakeholders in the ceasefire? It's not Palestinians, that much I can tell you. It's anyone who's allied with Israel in order to implement the ceasefire. Now, when Israel violates the ceasefire, no problem. But what they're looking for is continued justification to violate the ceasefire. Now, what they're doing is using this AI technology and surveillance to, in the words of the military, shrink the kill chain. Here is a test run that they did just a few weeks ago, or a few months ago in July. They are doing this with a Palantir software called Maven. What it does is pull data together from satellites, drones, intercepted phone calls, messages, text messages they can read, basically the entire footprint of Gaza. And then it does what they call, this is Palantir's own term, optimizes the kill chain. How do we know that this is built by Palantir? We know that because last year the United States government put out this contract saying that they are specifically hiring Palantir to do that. Note here, it says this is a one bid solicited. So that means they didn't really put this out. They asked Palantir to build exactly this. No other contractor was offered the job. But what does that mean? Optimize the kill chain. Well, we know from many government reports, including the reports of Bradley Manning, how the government just goes out and under the Obama years and willy-nilly killed all suspects and targets. And they labeled any boy over 12 an acceptable military target, even if they were civilians. They didn't have to justify it. They could just say, yeah, sure, that guy, let's kill him. Let's kill him. In the video that was launched by Sergeant Manning, it was the United States military firing on someone who had a camera, a Reuters reporter. That looks like a gun. Let's just kill him. So what they're saying here is we can do a lot less willy-nilly killing. We can optimize the kill chain. Well, what are they going to use in order to justify this kill chain faster? It means they see a target, they run an AI search for any justification to kill that target. So say someone walking down the street, right? Okay, let's take a look at him, scan his face. What has he said on the internet? Oh, he's been critical of Netanyahu. Fire. That's essentially how this works practically, right? They can highlight justifications to kill in real time, not just based on movement, history, and association. It can also be based on social media history. They do this using a data miner. This is a startup that the United States has used before to access platforms like Twitter. So again, this is risk intelligence. So for now, they're saying, we're just looking for Hamas. That's it. That's all we're doing. But reports are not only that they're looking for Hamas, they're looking for any association with Hamas. Even is Bob's your uncle, right? Is your uncle Hamas? You're killable. According to reports, they're saying the criteria is not whether a person is Hamas, but also whether a person has their relatives tied to Hamas. So 972 is reporting that they are also targeting anyone with relative ties to Hamas. I mean, who knows, how that can affect you. This is guilt by association. You don't even have to be a terrorist. That basically justifies killing everyone in Gaza. Like these two who were killed on Monday. On Monday, Israel claimed that they had targeted 2 Palestinian terrorists in Gaza that had violated the ceasefire agreement. Here's how they put it. They posed an immediate threat. Can we go back? Immediate threat. Can we go back to those 2 boys, please? Backwards. Those are the 2 threat. These 2 boys, aged 11 and 8. Their father's in a wheelchair. They were collecting firewood on the wrong side of the yellow line. And that's why Israel fired. According to Israeli reports, the Times of Israel, again, these 2 were hunting for firewood. So how that is a threat to an immediate threat to IDF soldiers, I'm not sure. Now, if Israel has this identity tracking software, wouldn't it have been able to save these 2 and know these 2 don't have a WhatsApp? They are not posting on any social media about that little boy's 8. So how can we in AI real time? Is it because maybe he has a cousin who they have been able to target as Hamas? We don't know. Or the scarier question would be, is this what comes of this software? Were they identified as targets as association? This, of course, is one of many problems of using this software, that it doesn't know morality. It only knows inputs and outputs. If the target switched from, say, now here's where it could apply to us, because the Trump administration has already said that we have identified domestic terrorists, which are not a thing. There's constitutionally no such thing as domestic terrorists, because then the government could use it to any opposition, right? And so we know that. We've talked to Judge Knapp about it several times. If you are thinking that you'd like to get...
So you see what these devils, are capable of, with this technology, and they can just turn this AI loose, and this program, because it killed, those two little Palestinian boys, but it's programmed to do that, because the Palantir, all right, has access to pretty much all the data. You go back to Palantir, it goes back to, this all-seeing, entity from Lord of the Rings. So Palantir, I don't know if you remember that with that Fast and Furious, when they had this little device called God's Eye, the eye of God. Yeah, so that's how Palantir, they're able to collect this data and that data, and AI comes up with, a output of whether this person should live or die, based on, the data, that's being input, so, they're able to, your social security card, your medical records, your who you're kin to, who this and that, and they're able to take in all that data and then come up with whether or not, he's killable. The data shows that, look, we can link him to what's been programmed as killable, so we can link him to killable. And if they see Palestine is just a test run. What they're doing in Palestine with this what you call let me see, Maven. Yeah, what they doing with Maven, in Palestine, it's just a test run. What do you think they're gonna start doing? See, ICE is just the beginning of what they plan on doing with Jake. They sending ICE to these different neighborhoods, terrorizing Jake. You wait till they really unleash, this AI technology, man. Then it's gonna be AI that's gonna be determining who's killable. See, and that's the thing with what's going on in Gaza, is that the AI, has the green light to kill. You see, these guns are going to be operated, by AI automation.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna be, all right, actual gunmen, you see, making the call. It's gonna be AI, off of facial surveillance, like I say, off data, about what's been going on in this area for the last, so imagine these neighborhoods where Jake got these high crime rates and these high murder rates and these drug infested neighborhoods. So when AI get over there, it's like, well, anybody in this area is killable. Just because you from this drug infested, high murder rate neighborhood, you are killable. You see? And the AI is going to make that assessment. Yeah, and just let loose. Because even, let's go here.
I got a little video too, y'all, to back you up.
Con, you can go ahead and play.
You were speaking on the God's Eye, right? You were speaking on the God's Eye.
Yep.
And going to the technology. Check this out. I had looked it up for you. I'm just gonna play the little. I'm gonna keep it silent, but they can see what we were speaking about.
Con, you got it, bro. It's on you.
Hold on. All right. Hold on, y'all. Cause it ain't giving me it ain't going big for me. So look, check this out. Just what y'all just got done speaking on. This is a movie called
Palantir. Yeah. And that's how Palantir work. Palantir has access to all these databases, which really, Palantir just a branch of the government, you know, but Palantir is just a front company, okay, for government technology, man. Okay. But they guy okay, he's just able to pull all that data. Okay. It got access to all cameras.
Yeah.
Every camera that's you know, all cell phone cameras, all you know, surveillance cameras, all smartphones and smart TVs and laptops, you know, traffic cameras. You see, so it's just able to, you know, and this is the devil trying to be omnipresent everywhere at the
That's it.
same time and omnipotent. You know,
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go here to Second Esdras because I say see Jacob trouble gonna be on another level because remember the Lord said this gonna be the worst time ever. You know, so you think this devil ain't gonna unleash this technology on Jake? Because if whatever he do to another nation, you know, it's gonna be amplified when he do it to Jake. You know,
Yeah.
because
That's right.
he's setting the stage. He's setting the stage up to where you know he already has desensitized people to what happened to Jake. He's already dehumanized Jake. Okay, so hey, it's gonna be no uproar, you know, from the masses whenever he opened up on Jake. So this is Second Esdras 16 and I started at 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." And like Elder Pastor Hart said, you know, this is speaking of all Jake, you know, because it's in Jake naturally to fear the Lord. You know, Jake had just been enchanted by these devils, you know, to be rebellious, you know, anti-Messiah. Okay. But ultimately, you know, it's in Jake, you know, Jake in their natural, you know, order, you know, they have a reverence for a higher power, even if it's not according to knowledge, you know. But Esau has bugged this generation out so much, all right, that they just, you know, a lot of these niggas are just animals, man, and the
Yeah.
nigga woman, okay. But it's gonna be a target on Jake, man, when this devil unleashed this technology on niggas, man. It said they shall
Revelation.
be like madmen. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Now. Revelation 12 and 12. You know, he shall come down having great
Yep,
wrath. No, he had
yep.
no but a short time.
Come on. Verse 71, it said they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So it said they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none. And you know AI gonna play a part in that, man. Because you know that Esau, okay, he already gonna have no emotion towards Jake. But then it's gonna be on another level with this AI. All right. That's for sure not gonna be sparing none, you know. And it says, "For they shall waste and
Yeah.
take away their goods and cast." No, you got it, bro.
Look, y'all. I said I typed in on Google. I said what is look, y'all. I said what is a madman, right? On Google. It said a madman. I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
Madman.
It says a man who is extremely foolish or reckless, lunatic, menace, psycho.
Yep. That's gonna be, and that's gonna be Esau, man.
Yeah,
You know,
violently.
because see, he got because he got everything to lose. You see, this devil got everything to lose, man. So he's finna wild out, and the Lord engaged this man all this this technology, okay, and he gonna put it to use. That sword is sharpened, like it says in Ezekiel. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. And that's the elect, because in the midst of this, and this is how you know, so lucky that we're gonna need spiritual powers, man. To be
That's
able
right.
to overcome, all right, what the Lord has given this man on the left hand side. The Lord gonna have to lift a standard against this devil, man. You see, and that's gonna separate, the chosen from the rest. Because there's gonna be a standard lifted for the chosen. There's gonna be provisions, provided, and set out for the chosen, man. In the midst of this, man, and this is the time when the Lord, is going to show power, and this is why He's causing, this Jacob's trouble and this devil, to have this on the left hand side so he can show his power on the right hand. Now 2/3 they're going to be judged in the midst of this. They just going to be ran through, by this devil. You see, but the Lord gonna make a statement, when it comes to His chosen.
That's right.
So
That's right. Woo, man.
I got these two. Then it's all I got, bro.
Okay, come. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, the elect, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God."
That's it. That's it.
So, at the end of it all, as we go through what the devil is up to, what he got going on, his technology, well, the Lord, has promised, to protect us, okay, in the midst of all of it, man. And we know there's a standard coming.
Hey, that's why I like
we know the Lord ain't got you.
No, Salaki. I was just mentioning Baruch 4:18.
Yep. The Lord ain't just got us out here, for the taking, So just as Pharaoh, we look like, we were done, we was right there by the sea, Pharaoh and his military, and looked like we were through, and the Lord opened the sea, man. So the Lord gonna show that power again, up on the greater scale, man.
That's right.
he gonna lift a standard right when it's needed. Okay. But that's it, bro. You had anything else?
Yeah, I just want to mention as you're going into, the Lord deliverance. All right, and this speaking about the second Egypt, which is spiritual Egypt. All right, 2 Peter 3. What type of mind? He said, what mind of person are you to be? 2 Peter 3 and I think 11 or 12. Because it's going to the destruction, but also going to the mindset that you're supposed to be in, knowing that these things going to come to pass. Yeah, I think it's 2 Peter 3 and 11.
I got you, bro. This 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 11, it says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?"
That's it. As we continue, we just broke down, all right, the plans of the wicked. So seeing that all these things they trying to do is going to happen soon, all right, what kind of person are you to be? Going to your conversation, man, going to your conduct, your mannerism, all right, your way of life, your way of thinking. Because here it is, the elect, they mindset is what? Focus on the kingdom of heaven. We hasten and looking to the coming of our Lord and Savior. All right, and the Lord to defend for us and protect us from the devil, man. But yeah, that's all I want to end it on. Just like I say, seeing then all these things shall be dissolved. What manner of person ought ye to be?
Come.
You got it, Yash.
Come, bro. Well, the point made, and the devil finna make his move. The Lord gonna make his move. And Lord will, we be, we fall within the mercy, of Yahweh Shema Shai and be preserved in these times. You know, so with that, you know, we pray that you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Once again, we want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh. You know, double honors to the apostles and the elders, you know, who rule well, teach well, and shalom to the hopeful lake. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.